place, a new home for a while. Let me feel alive. Nothing to hold me back. Take my time, just enjoy the ride.
Morning. I brought you in the kitchen today. I am gonna make more mayonnaise. I ran out, but what I wanted to show you was I'm going to make a coconut crust keto approved cheesecake. The ingredients are any ingredient you would use for a typical cheesecake. However, the only difference is I'm changing the sweetener to a 0-calorie sweetener, which is my monk fruit and allulose sweetener that I showed you in my previous haul video. But this stuff is really good. It tastes just like regular sugar. Now I'm using a recipe from the internet, and I will link the recipe for the cheesecake and the coconut pie crust, which is really good because I made it already. I filmed it, but the filming came out really grainy. But I'm making it again. The first one I made was a no bake. This one is baked. I hope I don't mess it up. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and make my mayonnaise and get that out of the way because I ran out, and then we'll start the cheesecake. Okay, let's get started. Here's the mayo, guys. Look at that. Perfect. I wish this had a spout. That would be really handy. It'd be a lot easier to pour this in. Okay, I'm gonna start doing the coconut flour pie crust. The recipe calls for 3/4 cup of coconut flour. I'm using a 1/4 cup. And then we're gonna add in 1/3 cup of oil. It says coconut oil here, but I'm going to use avocado oil because I don't want it to taste too coconutty, if you know what I mean. So I'll be using avocado, 2 room temperature eggs, like I was mentioning, a 4 teaspoon of salt or 1 tablespoon of powdered sweetener. You can use this crust for a savory pie if you prefer, or sweet pie. You can add sweetener to it. So I'm going to go ahead and add the salt with a little sweetener to it. One-third oil. Okay, 1/3 oil. Okay, so 1/4 teaspoon of salt. I'm using the pink Himalayan sea salt. And I'm going to add a tablespoon, because it says here 2 to 4 tablespoons of crystal sweetener. I'm going to use a teaspoon of the monk fruit allulose sweetener. I don't want it too sweet. When I made this last time, I didn't use any sweetener at all, and it was actually really good. I'm just experimenting, and let's go ahead and pulse this. I'm just going to go ahead and form the ball like it says to do. And then I'm going to press it into the pan here. This is an awkward position, but the instruction says to bake this dough for 20 minutes at 350. I'm only going to bake it for 10 minutes because the difference here is I'm baking the cheesecake instead of doing the no-bake cheesecake that I did last time. On the cheesecake recipe, the crust on that recipe calls for it to be baked for 10 minutes. So I'm just going to follow that recipe in as far as how long to bake this so that it will coincide with the baking directions on the cheesecake itself. I'm going to make this into a dough ball, just like it says. I hope this turns out right because this dough was like crumbly when I made it last time. This one is stickier. Hopefully it turns out okay. I greased this pan on the inside with butter. I use butter. Now, let's see if I can get this to go up on the sides a little bit. This is a good amount for this size pan, by the way. This is a 9-inch springform. I'm gonna bake it for 10 minutes. And then I'll pull it out. And then I'm gonna add water to this pan It says to do a 1/2 inch of water and then to place the cheesecake into the water bath. So I'm gonna do that after I'm done baking this for 10 minutes. And I have it set for 350. I'll get back to you when I start mixing the ingredients for the cheesecake. Okay guys, I am back. I'm gonna put my hair back because it's getting hot in here. I took the pie crust out. It was baking on 350 for 10 minutes. And this is what it looks like. Light golden brown on the edges. And I have my KitchenAid stand mixer. It says here to use a stand mixer. The stand mixer with the paddle attachment. There may be other recipes out there where you can use something else like a hand mixer, but honestly, I know for a fact that if you overmix cheesecake, maybe even for a no bake, but if you overmix it, it'll get bubbly because it'll be overmixed. So yeah, if you can use a mixer with the paddle attachment, then, but if not, then see if you can find another recipe. Sorry folks. Without further ado, let's get started. Oh, and then also I have my oven set at 250, and I put in the water bath into the oven already. You can skip that step if you want to just go ahead and add boiling water to it, you can. And we all whisk together 2 eggs. 1, 2, 3 yolks. There you go. Okay, the vanilla is 2 teaspoons. The heavy cream is 1/3 cup, which I have right here. Whisk until combined and then set aside. That's what we got. Follow directions first. Don't be like me. It says to mix the sour cream and sugar together first, and just until combined and not overdoing it. Sour cream. Right, okay. Add in the cream cheese and mix on low for 30 seconds. Bring it a little closer. And then we're going to turn it up to medium. So we just want to mix this for 30 seconds. Add this in. And now all I'm going to do is pour it into the pie crust. And then we'll put it in. Wow, that's a long process. It says for 65 to 75 minutes. So I'm going to set this for 65 minutes and check it at that time. And then if it still needs to go a little longer, I'll set it for another extra 10 minutes. I love cheesecake, guys, but the one thing I hate, not hate, but the one thing I'm not really too fond of is having to wait so long process for something like this. So I didn't mention it earlier, but you guys need to cover the outside of your springform pan with foil, with a heavy duty foil, to keep it from leaking, number one, and also to keep the water from going inside. So I got this going at 250, and I'm going to set this for 65 minutes. Oh my gosh. I'll get back to you. It's gonna be a while. All right, folks, no cracks. I'm happy about that. I followed the directions to a T, which I went the whole 75 minutes, by the way. Right after that, leave the door ajar after you turn the oven off for another full hour, which I did. It prevents the extreme temperature change to cause cracking again. Anyways, honestly, this kind of looks like a custard. I don't know. Here, you can judge it for yourself. What do you think? I do have to put it in the refrigerator and let it chill again for like 6 hours. It says to wrap it really tight so that there's no air with plastic wrap. So I'm going to do that.
Turn it good.
Okay guys, so this is the end result of my cheesecake project. It has settled very nicely. It is cooked perfectly, no cracks. I'm very proud to say. It is perfect in taste. I'm gonna try this crust out again and make it with butter and see if there's a difference. But anyways, it's still a very good cheesecake and I would definitely use the same crust. Okay guys, I'm going to enjoy this.